Yani shule on Monday kwa sababu birthday yake ni kesho, lakini kwa bahati mbaya sasa ndio tumekuwa tumeshapenda.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's workshop. My name is Jocelyn Joseph. I'm from Tanzania. I work with Care for Dignity and Innovation Organization. So while we are still waiting our fellow to join, we can give ourselves 5 minutes when we're welcoming other people to join. While we are waiting our fellow to join all over the world, we have been waiting for this workshop for a week, and it's amazing that we all meet together and get these fantastic sessions that we have been waiting for. What I know, we are all from different parts of the world. From Africa, from Asia, from Europe. I hope it's going to be nice sessions that we've been waiting for. To give my brief introduction, from Mwanza, Tanzania. It's a region close to and I run an organization organization called Care for Dignity and Innovation, in abbreviation CDI. We work to support marginalized, attain education, empowerment. We have been pleasure together with our colleague, Niamini Initiative, sessions online, and some of our colleagues have been participating in some of the sessions. Have a session and receive more sessions about how we can have our self-awareness, solve our internal stresses. This all can help us in running better our daily activities, but living in harmony and making better decisions and solving internal problems that have been arising on us. So we are humbled to welcome everyone to these sessions, and I hope it will be continuous as we proceed. This is the first session, but we'll be able to continue as how God will give us opportunity. Oh, I hope people are still joining. Okay, so before I welcome my colleague from the Initiative, I can still give a short explanation on our organization CDI, but also why we are here all. CDI is an organization that was formed in 2018, but it started working on 2019, specifically to work to support marginalized disabled children in Mwanza and all over Tanzania. It's registered nationwide. We work specifically in Mwanza in 2 districts, Ilemela and Nyamagana in Lulo district. And we support with education materials, we support with raising awareness and trainings about self-awareness in their rights and how the community can take action. Young girls. We've been working for almost 3 years. Mwanza areas in most on this we have started implementing. I'll take this opportunity to welcome my colleague from Niamini Initiative to give background and short information about Niamini before we proceed with other participants. You're welcome, Mr. Rams.
Ramso, you are welcome, sir. Ramso.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Yes, I'm here. Thank you, all of you. I hope we're gonna be in a meditation healings. My name is Albert, I'm a co-author of.
Ramso, sorry, sir. I think everyone can mute our mic in order to understand. Hey, everyone, you can mute your mic. Okay. Okay, Ramso, you can continue.
Okay, thank you everyone for your time.
Ramso, you can go on, Ramso.
Yes.
You can continue on.
Okay, let me continue.
Go on. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Okay, fine. My name is Lamso Albert Tolela. I am co-founder of Niamini Initiative. Explaining a bit about the initiative. Niamini is founded in 2020, and under the non-government of Tanzania 20,000 with registration number 0080 the section of Tanzania number 24 of 2002. Many and especially community. As well as funds and self-advocacy by building innovative programs. A good practice initiative validates through addition to improve outcome for all people. Also, the administrative government by the support we are here Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Please continue, Pastor.
So your mic is the problem. Can you find a good network?
That's such a network problem.
Michael, can you check it?
You have to find a good network, please.
Michael, please check your mic, Michael.
Yes, Pastor, you could proceed.
Yes, but I hope everyone will understand what is going on. Hey, from Lamso Holela, what is speaking about what Niamini what they are doing to help community being better on of what they are doing to help the people with living with disabilities. And I hope also you will understand better about what Jocelyn talked about, what CDI also doing to help the children living with disabilities around Mwanza areas. So also I believe that we're going also to understand what we are doing a lot of helping the community in order to be better. On this workshop training that we are talking about, one topic called Sahaayata, that was introduced by someone called Kiranj. And also she's going also to talk about different things that she is doing to help the different organizations that's doing supporting the people living with disabilities around India areas. So I hope that this now is a good time for me also to going to introduce this topic about Sahaayata. But I think everyone will understand what is going on, okay? We can raise our hands. Hey. Okay, Sahaayata is Indian word, which means hearing, and which it is a great topic which using into sharing different things on making the community to be better. But also, this topic was introduced with someone who was called Kilanj, who is doing this kind of the meditation from India. And this, I'll talk this time to welcome Mr. Anand so he can explain a lot about Sahaayata. Hey, Mr. Anand, you're welcome, sir. Anand, you're welcome.
Yes, good morning to everyone. I think we are having some severe network issues because many people are unable to hear clearly. And we just hope that we will be able to watch the recording, which will be posted live on the YouTube, and the workshop and its contents will at least be clear. Never mind these introductions. This will be definitely taken care of in the future. So just to give you a quick brief for everyone, Sahaayata is an international organization which was formed about 6 years ago, and its main objective is to help yourself to help others. And to achieve this, the founder Kiranji is a specialist who has profound knowledge, and we will see at the end of this workshop how we are able to proceed and be happy. And Kiranji himself is the founder of Sahaayata International. He has at least 30 years of experience in this line. He believes that motivation is never external, but it's an emergence arising out of the flowering of the heart. He has been a university topper and has completed chartered accountancy. And at the age of 25, he had an inner calling that encouraged him to serve humanity and to grow spiritually so that people can help themselves to help others. He emerges from a lineage of learned and experienced teachers dedicated for the upliftment of their motherland and the world at large. He has traveled widely, conducting lectures, guided meditations, stress liberating and effective decision-making workshops for corporates, government executives, professionals, decision makers, and change makers for the society for over 30 years. He has conducted various workshops and sessions for top international corporates. He has had intense interactions with governors, chief ministers, and even presidents of our country for the upliftment and the development of people. He has conducted several motivating workshops, retreats for the youth across the country, and now across the world as well. He has had deep discussions with the past president of India on the educational process within the country and the upliftment of the people, and achieved and expressed his desire to spread this noble cause to all the students and who are the future and of all the nations in the world. His wisdom, coupled with the blessed ability to pray and transfer the state of divine energies to others, has helped thousands of people from a wide canvas of societies. He is presently the founder and the principal faculty of Sahaayata, a socio-spiritual organization with the vision to help all, enabling them to help the society at large. I take pleasure to invite Kiranji without much delay to address this August forum of worldwide participants from 6 to 7 countries. Kiranji, please take over.
Namaste to everyone, and welcome to this Sahaayata International, and welcome to this session. this session is going to be very effective is my conviction. I'm convinced that it will be very helpful to you, but then on one condition, that your participation is very important. And I'm really very happy that all of you have come, you have taken out your time, and without even knowing me personally, or without even knowing what this is going to be, some basic information somebody has invited, and you have taken out your time and you have come here. Thank you so much. So thank you, Joyce, for welcoming the gathering and bringing the whole thing together. Thank you, Pascal. Even we have never met, but still you have organized, you have brought everyone together. Thank you for coordinating, and I fully thank you. And I'm very happy that you have done this great work. And before we interact, I will request everyone, if it is possible for you, please turn on your video, so that I would like to see you and talk to you. It'll be easy for me. I will be very happy to see you and talk to you. I can talk with a feeling. So I'll request you to please turn on your video if it is convenient for you. So today we are going to discuss about the various problems which a person faces, and more in particular with the places where you are, and the kind of environment and the kind of people you are interacting with. I'm given to understand that you are all doing a lot of social work, working with different communities, working with the differently abled, and also with those who are in need. So I'm so happy that you are so considerate and compassionate to those less privileged. And definitely this session, I will try to do the best to see how it can help you do this work in a much greater way, and also to a larger scale. What I strongly believe is that any social work, if we are wanting to help someone, the first thing which is needed is helping ourselves. So that's why Sahaayata also says, helping yourself to help others. So first we need to help ourselves, so that we will be able to help others in a much better way. So today I want to focus on helping ourselves. So I'm not talking much about helping others, but I'm talking about helping ourselves. Now, before I go in, I want to know if you are all following my English and following my speed. If you want me to slow down, I will slow down. If you are okay, then I'll go with the same speed. Now, can you just give me a yes? You can put it on the chat window also. Just say, if you are okay with my speed, just say yes. Yeah. Otherwise, like how Sanskriti raised her thumb, you can also raise your thumb if your video is on. Otherwise, you click on the raise hand button. So that also is good. Thank you. Okay, if this is okay, then I'll go at this speed. So if somebody is not able to follow, please, you can also raise your hand, then I will come back to you. I'm able to see everyone on the screen, so I'll come back to you. So as I was saying, that we need to help ourselves in order to help others. In order to be a contributor to the society, we have to grow inward. Now, when I say I have to help myself, then who is that me whom I have to help? Who is that me? I. So we divide me into three aspects, or the three dimensions. One is the physical dimension, the second is the psychological dimension, and the third is the emotional dimension or the spiritual dimension. So physical dimension is your body. Psychological dimension is your mind. And emotional dimension is your heart. So mind means thoughts, thinking. Heart means feelings. You have a feeling. Now you become very angry, or you are very loving. You have a lot of love for somebody. Or when you're trying to help somebody, you must have the basic quality, that is feeling for that person. That means you are able to feel that person's suffering. That person is under stress. So you must be able to feel. If you don't have feeling, you can still help, but then that quality is not that good. It's not high quality helping. So you need to have that feeling. Feeling of what? Feeling of compassion. Now, how will that compassion come? Compassion is born out of suffering. Now, unless you suffer the pain, you will not be able to help others. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, just in the chat window, you can type yes. Or you can just raise your hand, yes. Unless you have suffering, you can't help the other person, right? Now, unless you feel cold in the winters, or you feel hot in the summers, now you will not be able to feel the other person's suffering if he doesn't have clothes, to proper woolen clothes to wear, and it is very cold. Now, unless you know what that cold means, you can't really help that person. You will not even get a thought. So there are so many people who are dying out of poverty. So they are feeling hungry and they don't have food to eat. Now, unless you know what is hunger, you can't help that person. So if you have not taken food for 2 days and 3 days and 4 days, you know how painful it is, and that feeling you should have. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to have experienced some suffering for you to get the compassion for the other person. So you have to experience suffering. Now, you are also suffering, like they have suffering, you also have suffering. What are the sufferings? 3 sufferings. Physical suffering, psychological suffering, and spiritual suffering. So I said our suffering is in 3 dimensions. The body, physical, health problems we have. Then there is pain. Sometimes there is headache, there is migraine, or there is some ulcers, or asthma, or cardiac problems, heart problems, or you have some knee problems, you have obesity, you have tiredness, you have breathlessness. So there could be any problem. First, you must know how to solve your problem before you go solving for somebody else. So all we say, all charity begins at home. It starts from home. So we should be first all right. So we should work on ourselves. Now there is somebody saying that I want to love the whole world. Now, when somebody comes and tells me, I tell him, first love your wife or first love your husband. No, you have not yet solved your problem and your relationship with your own husband and your own wife. You want to solve the people of everyone's problems. No, unless you know how to solve your problem, how will you be able to understand how to solve the other person's problem? So again, we have to work on our suffering. So what is this relationship problem? The relationship problem is your feelings, your hurts. You're hurt with somebody. How do you solve that hurt first? You are going in a car and then a motorcyclist comes and hits you. What happens? The car is damaged. First, you must know how to repair your car. You should not be worried about the motorcyclist. First, you have to handle your car. Now, how will you set right that damage? Now, all of us do get hurt. In our relationships, we do get hurt. Now, how do you solve that? Are you happy with it? Have you worked on it? Did you come to any solution? Are all your relationships very good? Do you have love in those relationships? That is the first question you should ask yourself. Now, today, even as I am talking to you, you should start mapping it onto your life. So when I'm talking something, I'm giving some examples, you must see, yes, I am hurt. Now, that is the first step. Some people, they say, no, 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 I don't have hurt. I am fine, I am happy. But then deep down, there are a lot of hurts. No, they will never be able to learn and they will never be able to come out of their hurt. So the first thing which is required is integrity, honesty within yourself. You should not cheat yourself. You should not lie to yourself. You may lie to others, but not to yourself. So you should first be honest to yourself and see your negative side. Seeing positive side is easy. Seeing negative side is difficult. Spirituality is tough, not easy. That's why people are afraid of coming there. Spirituality is not easy because spirituality is seeing your negative side, not your positive side. We always try to escape by saying be positive, be positive. That is good for the external world. You should be positive that your businesses have to do well and you will be very successful in the external world. But in the internal world, if you have hurt, you must say, yes, I have hurt. I am hurt with you. And I am really unhappy with you. That honesty is required. You say, no, 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 everything is fine. That means you're cheating yourself and that hurt will be there. So you need to work on that. So I told you physical, that is your health, that has to be improved. I still not given you any solution. I'm just diagnosing the problem. So the problem is we have suffering. That is true. How many of you agree that you have suffering? Just raise your hand. You all have? Yes, Ramso, you have suffering? Okay. Now, if you have suffering, then are three kinds of suffering: health problems, physical, and then thinking, stress, that you are worried about what will happen to my future, how will my future be, will I have finances, I don't have money, so what will happen to me, my family, how will I take care of my family? These thoughts keep going on, right? You have fear, you have insecurity, you have anger, you have frustration, you have irritation, you are disturbed, you are confused, you are insecure. So all this is your psychological suffering. Physical suffering and psychological suffering. You want a good house. No, you don't have a house, then you are suffering. No, you want to have a nice car. You don't have a car, you are suffering. You want to have a good career. So there is confusion. So there is suffering. So all this, how will we make it happen? That I'm going to teach you today. You're going to learn all this. You're going to learn how to improve your health. You will learn how to improve your thinking, your confusion, your tension, all that we will work on how to come out of it. Okay. It will be a short session, but 2 hours is very little. I'll try to do the best so that when you go back, you take home something. But I am telling you that is not enough. There is so much more to do. In the future, we will do more intense retreat. We may have to take a little longer duration program. But this 2 hours, I'll give you something. Take it very seriously and you start applying. I'm telling you, you will get results. You just have to follow what I'm saying and you will get results. Okay, so that is your psychological suffering. Now, emotions are also there, the feelings. Sometimes you feel very badly hurt, you feel lonely, you feel nobody is there for you, you feel nobody is loving you, nobody understands you, nobody cares for you, you feel you are denied, you feel very pained. Sometimes somebody has insulted you, humiliated you, they scolded you. Sometimes they spit on you. So it feels so painful it is. So that pain is also there. So you have not been able to forgive that person. Though you feel okay, it is all right, but that's only a compromise and that's only an adjustment. But down deep down below, you are pain. You are having that pain. And that pain is going to create problems for you. That pain will not allow you to be successful. And that pain will come in relationships. Suddenly, when you're doing very good, suddenly that pain might come or that fear might come, and then you will drop it. And then you will lose opportunities and you will not be successful. So the heart or the emotions are controlling your future. They're controlling your thoughts. They're controlling your emotions and the feelings, and they're controlling your events in life. Now, whatever I have spoken about mind, body, and heart, how many of you have understood? Just raise your hand. Click on the raise hand button if your video is not on. Okay. Very good. So, these three areas we will start working on: physical, psychological, and spiritual. Okay. Now, I will tell you certain principles. You can also make note and write down. This will be very, very helpful for you to apply. And whatever I am teaching you, with this education and with this knowledge, most of your problems will be solved, provided condition. Condition is you have to apply it. If you don't apply, it is of no use. It's a waste of time for you and for me. So if you have to apply only, then only it will help you. For example, you purchase one air conditioner and you don't use it. It will be hot, right? If you are not going to use it, why did you buy it? If you have bought it, you must use it. So if you have come to this class and you are learning something, you have to use it. Only then the result of this class will be there on you. So I want all of you to take this seriously and take a vow. Yes, whatever I am going to learn, I am going to use it. How many of you are going to use it? Raise your hands, please. Yes, very good. You just type use in the chat window. Use, all of you. Just type use. That means you are going to use the teachings. Very good, Rajiv ji. I want everyone to type. If you are ready to use, yes, use. If you don't want to use, type don't use. Okay, good, very good, very good. So I know that you are all listening. So you are participating. Now we will go step by step, okay? Now the first teaching is physical suffering plus psychological suffering plus spiritual suffering is a constant. That means at any given point of time, your physical suffering plus psychological suffering plus spiritual suffering is always a constant. What it means is, if physical suffering is high, then psychological suffering will be low. Spiritual suffering will be low. If psychological suffering is increasing, then physical will be low and spiritual will be low. Similarly, if spiritual suffering increases, then it will be physical and psychological will be low. And one more thing. This is one teaching. So physical, psychological plus spiritual will be a constant. Now, suppose there is too much of physical suffering, then it will balance itself also. That means physical suffering, psychological suffering, and spiritual suffering will balance itself. Now, what does that mean? That means when physical suffering is high, too much of physical suffering, it will automatically become psychological and physical suffering will come down. It will flow into psychological. Then your thinking will become far more and you will be worried about your physical suffering, and the physical suffering will come down. The pain will come down. I'll give you an example. Did you understand what I said? Understand means yes. You can raise your hand. You understood? Okay. Now I'll give you an example. Now let us say we take Paschal. Now Paschal ji is going, and let us say he fell down. As he was running, he was rushing to get something, and then he fell down. And then he started bleeding in his knee. And it is very painful. So he is having too much of pain. Then he will have fear. What will happen to me? Has my knee broken? Have I got a fracture? And then he's worried, and that pain becomes, he'll be so much worried that the pain will not, his focus is not on the pain, his focus on his future. Did you understand? So slowly it becomes psychological. The pain is reducing, but the psychological worry has increased. So worry about his future is psychological. So that is how it will shift. Now, sometimes when you are very disturbed, suppose there is a lot of suffering and you are very disturbed, then something will happen, you will fall down or you will hit yourself with something and you will have physical suffering. So that psychological suffering is converting into physical suffering. Or without your knowledge, you will harm your body without your knowledge. Suppose you are very angry and very frustrated, then you know some people, they go and hit their head onto the wall, or they hit like this, or they harm themselves. For example, this is very common in when a boy and a girl have fallen in love, and then the boy is not able to, let us say the parents are not agreeing for their marriage. Or otherwise, let us say the girl has hurt him with some words and all that. So he is so much disturbed, he'll go and cut his hands. I've seen so many kids, so many cuts. You know, this part, cut, like that. And they have cut like this, they cut like this. And sometimes when they are very, very disturbed, they pull their hair. Is it right? They pull their hair, or they hit themselves, or they hit like this on their forehead. They harm their body. Why? Not one or two, almost everybody, including you. You must have also hurt many times. Sometimes you are feeling very guilty, then you slap yourself. You do that or no? Do that. Because internal suffering you are not able to, then it is shifted to physical suffering. Who is doing it? You are not doing it. That's all automatic. It is automatically happening. So the physical suffering is becoming psychological, psychological is becoming physical. Now, what is emotional or spiritual suffering? We call that spiritual discontent or existential suffering. What is spiritual discontent or existential sorrow? The very fact that you are present is suffering. If you are there, that feeling is there, no, that I am there. Ramso is there. It's not that Ramso is not there. Ramso is there. So that Ramso is your body, it's your mind, your thinking, and it is your feeling, and it is the sense of separate existence that I am different from the other. I'm different from, Ramso is different from Pasture, Ramso is different from me, Ramso is different from the house, Ramso is different from the tree, Ramso is different from the car. So Ramso is there. So that feeling that Ramso is there, oh, Ramso is there, that means body is there. Body is there means diseases are going to come. Diseases are there, pains are there in the body. And then tomorrow what is going to happen? So worry is there, so mind is there. And somebody hurts Ramso, you are a bad person, then feeling hurt, so the heart is also there. So Ramso is there. The very fact that Ramso is there, he is suffering. All the great saints and sages who have gone into a state where they are not there, so that for them that self is not there. It's just a body. It's automatic. and everything is happening, and they are just experiencing the joy and enjoying, and they're one with the universe. So they are in that state. So they are liberated. Sometimes when you take that drink, alcohol, or some drugs are there, when you take that, they go into that state where there is not that. That's why they want to drink. But that is temporary, and it is going to create more problems later on. But all the saints and sages, through their severe austerities, they have gone to that state where the self is gone. And they are very, very, very happy. But anyway, that is, I'm talking about spiritual suffering. So that self is gone, then the spiritual suffering is also gone. Now, how does spiritual suffering come? Now, what is the nature of that spiritual suffering? Now, if you see, you will feel very lonely at times. How many of you feel that I have nobody and I'm very lonely? What is the purpose of this life? Why is this life there? When there is too much of suffering outside, no, in the external world, like if health problems are there, and then there are so many financial difficulties and crises and poverty or whatever, then there is a pain. Why this life? What is the purpose of this life? Who created this? Is God there? What is the purpose of this universe? These questions come. How many of you face these kind of questions? Please raise your hands. Did you at times get these questions? Yes? Yes, Rajiv ji also? Joyce ji has got, Ratna Kumar ji had got. Yes? Okay, fine, good. Now, if these questions are coming, that is only spiritual suffering. These questions are useless questions. They are fundamental questions and they don't have answers. Now, when did this universe start? No. Why do you want to know when this universe started? It is nothing but curiosity, right? And why this question? That question is the suffering. Please understand that very question is the suffering. Now, I will not go deep into that subject now because that will take a lot of time and it will raise a lot of questions. So I am not going into the spiritual suffering. That is the suffering of the discontentment. So we'll focus on the emotional, psychological, and physical suffering. So these are the three kinds of suffering. And then we saw how they will balance each other. So when physical is more, then psychological will come up and slowly it will shift. So what you should do, the homework which I'm going to give you, that is, you have purchased an air conditioner and you have to use it now. So how do you use? I'm telling you, whatever I have taught you. Whenever there is a physical suffering, now see what is your psychological suffering also. You must become observant. You have to observe your suffering, then automatically it will shift into another one. You must watch that. It's all happening within you only. There's nothing outside. It's all happening with you. The beauty is when you start watching, the suffering will go away also. That's the beauty. You have to become aware of the suffering. Whenever you are having the pain, let us take the physical suffering. See, this is what you can teach also. See, it will not cost you money. Free. You can help people, poor people, to come out of their suffering very fast. You don't have to go to a doctor for many problems. Of course, some of them you have to go to the doctor, but many problems, they don't have to. See, what happens to you? What happens to you? When you have a headache, you want to go and see the doctor. You have a stomach ache, you want to see the doctor. And the doctor is going to give you some medicine, some tablets, so he will charge money for your prescription. And then you will have to buy the medicine, so you will have to pay the chemist also the medicine's money. So there is so much of money which has gone in, and then you take the tablets, then you will have side effects. And when you have the side effects, then again you have a disease, then again you run to the doctor. So this is a nice cycle which you are falling into. So that's how it has been created. Now I am telling you a simpler method where 90% of your problems you can avoid going to the doctor and you can cure it yourself. How many of you want to learn that? Now you have to pay me all the medical bills that you are going to pay if you have not learned this. So pay that money, then I will teach you. Are you ready to pay? Say, I'm going to give you free. I'm giving you teaching free. Why? Because you're all who need it and also who have to give it to the society. You're all working for the society. So I'm very happy. I'm grateful to you, and you take this to your country and to your communities. Okay. So I'll tell you very simple. Now suppose you have a pain, physical body, you have a pain. I told you the principle is physical suffering plus psychological suffering plus spiritual suffering is a constant. So you just watch that pain. Okay, just experience that pain. If you keep experiencing the pain will reduce. But if you fight with it, then the pain will increase. I'll tell you the science behind it, how it works. You see, don't want, no. There is more pain. You said, okay, so what? Let me take that pain. It is a simple thing only, you are actually worrying too much about it. So there are two sufferings here. Please listen to me carefully. Okay? I'm giving you a $1 billion teaching free of cost. $1 billion teaching free of cost. You have to pay me $1 billion, but I'm giving it to you free. So pay very close attention. One is this physical suffering. You pinch yourself, let us say, then there is pain. That is 10%. Oh no, resistance. Resistance is suffering. It is psychological. So added to that is resistance. That resistance is 90%. So physical suffering plus psychological suffering is 100%. And if you are frightened and you are worried, that emotional suffering is also there. So all put together, it is so much. But if you experience it, there is no conflict. So 90% of your suffering is gone. There is only the 10% which you are suffering here. That also will turn into joy. Now, do you want to try it out? Shall we try? Tell me. You write try, then only I will try. Otherwise, no. You type try. You want to try? Yes, Jay Shetty, try. Say Samskriti, try. Okay, Joyce Line, try. Yes, Ratna Kumarji wants to try. That's all. What about Nandini ji? Mariam ji? Nandini ji says yes. Rajiv, Anand, Ramso, Pashal. What about WK? Prakash Kumaran, Yonanza Lawrence. Yes, he also tries. Very good. Anyway, so we'll start. We'll try this. Now, all of you take your right hand. Take your right hand and take your left hand. Now, with your right hand, you pinch here, pinch. Pinch. All of you pinch. Not normally. Don't be afraid. Pinch strong. The pain is coming. Experience the pain. Just see what exactly is the pain. Is it really that painful, or you are worrying too much about the pain? Press, pinch harder, pinch harder. Just okay, little bit of pain is there, but you are worrying. You are not worrying. Fine, leave it now. Now, how many of you felt less pain than normally you feel the pain? You said less if you felt less pain. There is lot of worry. Yeah, there is lot of worry when you are actually doing this. Oh, it might be painful. Oh, I might be hurting my skin. Oh, so all that is pain. That is psychological. But the actual physical pain is how much? Physical pain is less only. But your worry is more. How many of you got that fear or something might happen, that thought has come? Just write fear. If you have got that fear that I might hurt myself, something might happen, and you were resisting. So if that resistance is going on, then you have to say fear. Yes, you have that fear. So good. Did you understand how psychologically there is some amount component, some physical is there, psychological is there, is emotional is there. But if you start doing it, then you will feel the joy. Now, once again we will try. Having understood this, once again we will try. Just do this once again and just experience the physical pain only. Only physical pain. Don't be worried about what will happen. Just experience. Don't say, no. Okay, let's see. Let's just see what is happening. Has the pain reduced? It will slowly turn into joy. You will actually enjoy doing it. That was just a demonstration of how the physical plus psychological plus spiritual is actually adding up onto your brain. The physical is very little. So many times we are resisting, we are not accepting. So all resistance is suffering. Non-acceptance is suffering. Fighting with it is suffering. Stress comes when there are opposites. Suppose there is something happening and you don't want that to happen, then there are opposites. Or you don't want something to happen and that is happening. Opposites. Then there is stress. So if you are struggling and fighting with it, you are resisting it, then there is stress. Suppose your mother tells you, please go get some water. You are very happy. There is no stress. You go running and get the water. But if you don't like, oh, I had to get up and I had to go, oh no, resistance, that is suffering and that is stress. So that physically nothing has happened. Physically nothing has happened. But in the mind, there is conflict, there is resistance, there is non-acceptance. So Jay Shetty ji is enjoying the pain, enjoying the pinch. Good. So next time you have some physical suffering, you have stomach ache, then you just watch. I'm telling you, miracles will happen in your life. Whenever you say some headache, just experience the pain. Don't struggle with it. Any questions? Anyone wanting to ask any questions? We'll just have a short question answer session now from what we have learned. After that, we'll go forward. We have 1 more hour. Halfway we have come. So we will have a break for question answers. Any questions you have, you can ask me. Or anything you want to share, you can share. 5 minutes. Is it interesting or are you getting bored? Can you mute yourself if you want to speak? You can mute and speak. Interesting. Jay Shetty ji says interesting. Interesting and practical. Okay, good. Sanskriti ji says practical. Quite interesting. Okay. Do you have any questions which you want to ask and you want answers for? Any practical questions which you are wanting to ask? You can unmute and you can ask. You can unmute on your own. Just press the unmute button and speak. Or you can even type in the chat window if you find it more comfortable.
Hello, Kiranji, this is Ratna Kumar.
Yes, Mariam,
Yeah.
you want to ask something? You can unmute and ask.
This is Ratna Kumar. Can I talk? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Ratna, ask.
Yes, Anandji, we are not able to hear you. You are telling something?
Yeah, can I talk? Hello?
Yes, Ratna, speak.
Yes, yes. Hi. I've been trying this. By the way, I've been following the power of now. Okay, for quite some time. I do practice this acceptance of the pain as it is. But beyond a point, I am unable to accept. I had to give in. I used to have migraine. I would bring this acceptance of the present moment, but couldn't sustain beyond a point. So I had to go for homeopathy, which actually helped. Yeah, I do practice this. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So whatever we have learned till now is your own effort of practicing, experiencing. As rightly you have put it, beyond a point, I'm not able to do it. Yes, that line will come. Beyond that point, you will not be able to do. To an extent, you can do. Now, beyond that point, what should happen is maybe the conflict is too much and the resistance is too much that your physical effort is not enough. Your power is not enough. You need to take a support, an external support. Now, that is where you have to take the help of the divine. Now, the divine will take over. Now, your divine could be your personal God or personal, whatever way, how you, each one prays to the Lord in a different way. So, based on your faith, based on your religion, based on the kind of brought up kind of thinking you have. So, whichever way is all right. For the divine grace to come into your life, whichever way is all right. The way is not important. What is important is your seeking that, yes, I need that help. Now, when you ask your God for that help, the help shall come. And not only that, you can also heal yourself. Now, for that, you have to go through a certain process. You have to go through correcting of certain energies and energy centers. And then we have to work on your relationships, on your hurts, on your fears. So all put together, you are prepared well. And then the healing power is transferred and you can start giving healings to yourself. So that healing is required. You must be able to take the help of the divine. Now, apart from that, of course, you can take the help of the medicines and the doctors and all that you can also do. But as you put it rightly, that beyond a point I am not able to do. So that is when you should take the help of the divine. If you are a healer, it's very, very easy. You can give a healing to yourself. That's what we do. My work is basically to make you into healers. My work is to actually make more and more healers in the society so that they can heal others and they can heal others.
Thank you.
But the simplest thing, without even if you are not a healer, you can still do this, what I have told you. And if you are not a healer, you can just do the prayer. You can ask the Lord to actually heal you from that particular pain or whatever. What we normally do is, you see the picture here, At least for Indians, you know, it is Lord Ganesha Vinayaka. So for others who do not know, he is one of the most important deity of the Hindu religion. Very important deity. And it is believed that if you want to pray to any form of God, you have to first pray to this form. This is like the gateway, Lord Ganesha. This is where you have to pray, and then only you can go to the other gods for prayer. So if you pray here, the Lord is answering fast, immediately. It is clearance is given. So we normally pray. Like that, you must be praying to some God in your own religion. You must be praying to some God. So you can have a dialogue with your God and ask the Lord to help you. For example, you have stomach ache and you are not able to, you are trying to experience, but you are not able to, the pain is so much. Similarly, like Ratna Kumarji must be having severe headache, so he is not able to beyond a point. He has to ask the Lord to relax him, to reduce the pain, and he can do a chanting. So we have Om Gan Ganpataya Namaha, like that, there is a chanting. Just take the name of the Lord and you ask the Lord to heal you, and the Lord will heal you directly through that prayer. And it works wonders. Pain is immediately reduced. I keep giving healings like this on the phone itself. We have a lot of our, like Anandji gives healings. So there are people, once we finish the 2 days, you can only start giving healing to yourself.
How critical ailments can be healed, Kiranji?
Can you repeat, Ratna Kumarji? How
critical ailments?
Critical ailments also can get cured.
Cancer, 4th stage cancer.
Cancer, yes.
Yeah.
I have worked with cancer patients, and they're cured, completely cured.
4th stage.
4th stage is a little difficult, but still that can work. But we need to, we don't give guarantee though, because it's beyond our hands, but we try. And it has worked for several people. You know about Manisha Koirala?
Yeah.
Film actress, Manisha Koirala, famous. Yeah, she was detected with cancer and she had to rush. She was organizing my program in Kathmandu, and after that, she was diagnosed and she had to rush to New York, and she was undergoing the treatment, and she was totally depressed also. So she used to call me regularly, and then I asked her. I started giving healing on the phone, on the Skype, on the video conference. So almost regularly. Her count was something like 600. It has come down to 2. And 2 from 600. The doctors have done their job, but the doctors are also astonished how fast she could, like, how is it possible to cure so fast? And then we do mystical surgery. So I have done certain surgeries like that. This is mystical surgery. No, we don't use the knife, nothing. But entire surgery is done on a mystical plane. So we do that, and tremendous results. The doctors have told, Anandji had attended a program recently, 2 months back, and one of his batchmate, he is the State Information Commissioner, very senior officer in the government. Now he had come with his wife, and his wife had a fracture in her leg, and she gave the healing. She went back to Bhubaneswar. She met the doctor. The doctor said, you need 4 months rest. 4 months you should not get up. Then I said, don't worry, we will reduce the time period. We'll bring it down to 2 months. And then I gave mystical surgery. I did a mystical surgery on that in their house only. And 1 month later, he called me for an annual day function, and I was there. And I saw she was happily walking there. I asked her, are you all right? I said, completely all right. But then the doctor said, 4 months, you're out, you're ready by 1 month itself. Thanks to that surgery. So I'm not telling that I can only do, you can also do. I want you to do, and I want to give that power to you. But you should spend time with me. You should give me 2 days, 2 full days, then I'll work on you. Online we will do, because you are all in different countries and different places. We'll do that. Okay. So, any other questions? Ramso, any question?
Yes, no any question. Proceed.
One question, Kiranji.
Come again?
Can I ask one question? Kiranji, can I ask one question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Typically, it is said what we are going through is the karmic, our karma, right? Prarabdha karma, mostly. So, how is that addressed when we are saying we could heal someone who is supposed to be undergoing the karma and write it off? Are we not interrupting his karmic?
Okay.
His karma.
Okay. I understood your question. I don't know whether the concept of karma is they are comfortable, particularly people from Tanzania and other African countries. I don't know your scriptures and what is your belief system, but I would like to just briefly tell what this karma concept is all about. Now, karma, according to the Hindu philosophy, it is cause and effect. Now, cause and effect is what? Like, for example, you let me take this pen. Now, if I throw this pen, it's going to come back. So the cause is I throwing it up, and effect is it is coming back. Why? It is because of the law of gravitational force. It's a physical law. Now, we believe that there are also spiritual laws like that. Now, one such law is this law of karma, the concept. It says that if you do something, it will come back to you. So if you do good, it will come back to you. If you do bad, it will come back to you. But many times over. It is you reap what you sow, but many times over. Meaning, if you are going to sow a mango seed, then you are going to get a mango tree. If you are going to sow a banana seed, then you will get a banana tree. But then one seed is going to give 100 fruits. It's not going to give only one fruit, but many times over. So you reap what you sow, but many times over. Now, this is the law of karma. So it pertains to our thoughts, words, and actions. So if your thoughts are very positive, then you are going to get that back as a incident or an event in your life. So if your thoughts are negative, then events also will be negative. For example, you are thinking of harming somebody, then you will get harmed. Suppose you are thinking that that person should meet with an accident, then you are likely to meet with an accident. That's how it is going to come back to you. So if you have hurt somebody, it's going to come back to you. And that too many times over. So your thought, word, and action is what is your karma. This is the simple concept of law of karma. Now, according to Ratna Kumarji, he says that if something has been done by us, the law of karma, no? When something has been done by us, now by healing, how do you end it? Now, suppose I am getting cancer and I am suffering from cancer, that is my karma. For what bad I have done, that I am getting it. Now, how does this healing work? If I am supposed to be going through that suffering, nobody can take me out of it. But the question here is that having done some good karma or something good for others or doing anything, good words for others or whatever, then that good karma also is there. So when you do a particular kind of prayer, then that good karma will be adjusted and the bad karma is gone and you can come out of it. So certain areas, certain things are possible. That's why I said cancer, fourth stage, I can't guarantee, but we can still work on it. So to an extent that karma can be removed. It can be removed through certain prayers and all that. It's not that we can remove it, but through prayers. If God cannot set right the karma, then how do we call him God?
Well, my understanding, Kiranji, is even God subjects himself to karma. He doesn't, interrupt the laws that he has laid himself, right? Isn't that so?
Come again?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead. Repeat once again.
What I'm saying is, God subjects himself to karmic laws himself, like Lord Krishna, for example. They don't kind of revoke the laws they have laid themselves, is my understanding. And how can we actually interrupt someone's karma which is supposed to be going through?
There could be that the karma is that the Lord has to intervene. That could also be the karma.
Yeah.
That's how it will work.
Sorry if I'm digressing.
No. Yeah, the question is very valid. Okay. So now we'll go back into our session again. Okay. So we saw the three principles: physical, psychological, and spiritual are a constant, and then one balances itself. So when you can a little bit divert also, when there is some physical or psychological suffering, if you are diverting also, then you are actually shifting it off. Now you can do some physical activity. Suppose you have too much of worry, then you can do some physical activity so that it will get diverted and your suffering can be reduced. See, whatever I am telling you are only management techniques. They are not the final solutions. Final solution is there in the past. I'll come back to that later on. But immediately, let us say you are too tensed, then you can do some good, positive physical activity that will help. Or you can go into some good singing or some dance. You are shifting it off. The emotions must become very positive. Then it will manage itself and it will be gone. So this is basically a stress management technique which I am telling you. But I am not fully for it. But still, emergencies and things like that, you can use that. Where you can shift off to a different topic, or suppose you are very angry, you can maybe go on WhatsApp and do some other work or get into some work and all that, so that you can manage. But the real solution is not there. You have to see where it is coming from, where that suffering is coming from. It is coming from your past hurts. If you are unhappy in your relationships, then this is going to affect you. So I will now go into another subject, very important, and then we will go into some solution. Listen to me carefully. Your basic suffering is coming because of your hurt in your relationships. You are not happy somewhere. Everything is going fine, but some hurt, let us say with your father, for not putting you into a good school. That is one possibility. You asked him for something, but he didn't give you. So you got hurt. It could be in your childhood, you asked for a cycle and he didn't give you that cycle. Your brother could get the cycle, but you didn't get. For whatever reason. Maybe you were not studying so good. So you are hurt and you are carrying that hurt even today. Though you have forgotten about the hurt, though you don't think too much about that hurt, but still, nevertheless, deep down below, that unconscious has been hurt. And that has to be cleared. So how do you clear that hurt? You have to forgive the person. It could be your father, it could be your wife or your husband or your children, whoever it is. If you are hurt with somebody, you should forgive that person. That person only is at fault. It could be the person is at fault. But you got hurt. That is what is important. So for that, deep, what you should do is, you should actually experience that pain that person has caused to you. As I told you, you can't have compassion unless you have suffered the pain. So that person has caused you the pain, and you are very angry with that person. You are not able to forgive that person, and you are finding very difficult. But even then, you have to try, take the Lord's help and forgive the person. How do you do that? Basically, you have to go through the pain that person has caused. Now, what happens is we normally avoid it. Oh, that person has hurt me, so I don't want to think about him. So you want to avoid that person. So you are avoiding that suffering, because if you face it, like, okay, if you face it, then there is uneasiness and there is difficulty in you. That is what you need to experience it completely. And if you have experienced it, then naturally the forgiving will take place for you. So you have to spend time with yourself, with that person, and you should go through that pain which that person has caused you. Suppose somebody has humiliated you, you are feeling very bad, so you are just shouting back. That is escaping. Or you are avoiding indifference. That also is not going to work. So instead, you have to remember that pain, remember how he hurt you, how difficult it was, how painful it was really torturing. So you go through all that. What you are wanting to avoid, that's all getting stored up. So you have to finish this. Did you understand? You have to watch all your thoughts. You have to stay with that pain and experience it. Like how this pain, no, physical this is, that is emotional. If somebody has hurt you, think about it, think about it, think about it, till you completely forgive the person. And it is possible. You can, within very short time, if you can do it properly, that will be gone. That pain will be gone. Then naturally you will feel, no, I have suffered, no problem, let him not suffer and let him be happy. So those kind of thoughts will come. If you have suffered only, if you have gone through that suffering, you will get it. Not because Kiranji is telling you, not because I am telling you. Okay? We'll do that also. And the other thing is, when you have hurt somebody, then you have to seek forgiveness. Even if you do it mentally, it will have its impact, but also doing it physically will be very good. That is seeking for forgiveness. You can ask that person to forgive you for your mistake. Any questions on seeking forgiveness or forgiving? See, one danger I am telling you in relationships, when you are hurt, some words come and you will hold on to those words. If you are hurt, it's okay. You are also shouting back and taking certain decisions. That also is okay. But then you hold on to that decision and live, you will destroy your relationships. Many times the decisions are only controlling our life. That person is not controlling, because that person has cheated you and he has gone. He's happy. He's not even calling you. The thing is, when you start remembering, then that pain comes. And if you want to avoid the pain, I'm telling, go through the pain and finish it off. That will help you a lot. Okay, is this clear? So now we will do one small session of forgiving. You are hurt with some people. How many of you are hurt with somebody or the other? At least one person you are hurt with. Raise your hand. You are able to remember the person? Who that person is? You are clear in your mind? Yes or no? Yeah, before that, I have one question. Why and how good things happen to bad people? Magara is asking why and how good things happen to bad people. Okay, that's a good question. Now, how do you define good and bad people? So somebody is hurting people or somebody is cheating them and all those bad things that they have and still good things are happening to them. No, that is actually karma, which is coming from the past, not only from this life, but from past life also. In the previous karma, life, they must have done lot of good things. So that is how this life also they will be getting. But this life's bad karma will come either later or next year janma. That is next year life. So whatever bad things they are doing, that karma will come back to them in the next generation or the next life. Okay. So now we will go into that session where you will remember the person whom you are hurt, and I want you to go through that hurt, experience that hurt. Don't judge. Okay, we will do that. So I'll play some nice music also. You can close your eyes and you can remember that person and see how that hurt he has done and so much pain he caused. So experience that pain. Whoever has hurt you, go through that pain mentally. It is equal to actually going through physically, and there will be a lot of charge which will go away. If you do it sincerely and put in that emotion and do it with a feeling, then naturally there will be a change within you, and there will be you will feel much lighter. You'll feel much lighter. Don't forgive, just experience that suffering and the pain, what that person has caused. I'll take you through. Okay? Yeah. You can also relax and do it. Like you can lie down and do it, or you can sit and relax. You can do it. You can close your eyes. And you can, if you want to pray to your God, you pray to your God and ask your God to help you, take you through this process so that you will be able to completely forgive that person. Once you are forgiven, you feel so lighter and you feel so happy that even externally things will change. Many of your problems also will get solved. So you can close your eyes. Remember the person who has hurt you. And recollect when that person hurt you. What way he hurt you. Did he scold you? Did somebody tell you something, or you lost trust in that person because he cheated you without telling he did something. You're so angry with that person. Why that person has done this to you? Somebody has cheated you also. Why that person has cheated me? That pain you have to go through. Like I told you how to experience the pain of that pinch. Like that you have to internally you have to experience. Watch the thoughts that you are getting. Remember the actual incident when it happened to you. And experience the pain in your heart, that heaviness, that anger maybe that anger, that emotion, experience it. If you experience it, it is over. You have to experience that suffering. The power of that hurt will go away. The damage will be healed. You have to experience that pain. Not remembering it, but experiencing it. Whatever feelings you get and whatever you want to do, you can mentally do that. Like if you're very angry and you want to fight, you want to hit, you want to shout, whatever comes, you can do it internally, not externally, internally. You have to finish it. Clear it off. I'll be praying for you now and I'll be giving you a healing also. So whatever pain is there, that should go away. That will be my prayer. And the healing is also for that. That hurt is gone. So much of burden is gone. feel lighter. Not only that, you will have more space for the divine grace also to be there, so that you will have more success in what you are doing. You will see that some problems which are there or some obstacles which are there, they get cleared in a very short time. And you can pray to your divine, asking your God to bless you with that love, compassion, and forgiving nature, that forgiveness, so that you can completely forgive that person. Let the Lord bless you with His unconditional love, so that that unconditional love you receive. So that the nature of that unconditional love is to forgive that person. So just forgive wholeheartedly. Whatever is your suffering, however much you suffered, and don't think about whose mistake it is, whether it is yours or whether it is somebody else's. That is not important. What is important is that your hurt has to be healed, your heart. Then you have to fully bless that person whom you are hurt with. Mistake may be his or hers, but you completely forgive in your heart. That will clear off lot of issues. Because if you are carrying that hurt, then you are carrying a big burden. And that negative energy you are holding, that is going to destroy your future and your career and your life. Even if you want to do something good, this will become an obstacle because those energies are not good. So ask the Lord to completely heal you from that hurt and let Him bless you with His unconditional love. Can you thank the Lord now? You can now thank the Lord and you can gently open your eyes. So whatever you have done now, you have to do it one more time, two more times, if you are not fully satisfied that you have completely forgiven that person. Because what happens is, if you have not forgiven, who is suffering? Not that person, it is you who is suffering. Whose health is getting disturbed? Your health is getting disturbed. Your blood pressure is increasing. You are getting hypertension. You are crying. That person who has hurt you is happy, he is gone. But then you are the one who is suffering. So you have to work on yourself. You have to be in good condition. So your body, your mind, and your heart has to be in good condition. So by forgiving, you are keeping your heart in good condition. It will also affect your thinking. So your thinking also will be in good condition. So relationships play a major role. Life is relationships. Right now you are relating to what I am saying. Right now you are relating to the place where you are sitting. You are relating to your laptop or your mobile or your computer. So you are continuously relating 24/7 with something or the other or somebody or the other. So your relationship is nothing but your hurt or you have hurt somebody, either forgiving or seeking forgiveness or repenting. So let us work on this, on your relationships. So you have to start forgiving. So let this become your nature. Let this, if somebody is hurting you, instead of trying to find out what and where the mistake is, first, if you can forgive, that is for your internal world. Now, for the external world, what is needed, you have to do. So you can't say that if somebody is hurting you, every time he's hurting you, every time you are forgiving, again he's hurting you, again you are forgiving, again he's hurting you. So this way they will take you for a ride also. So internally you have to forgive, but externally whatever best is to be done must be done. Suppose if you have to talk it out to them in a nice way, talk it out to them nice way. If you have to be tough. It is not that you have forgiven, so you should not be tough. No. Being tough is outside, whereas forgiving is inside. So you have to be practical. So this is another thing which you can, you can, 1 minute, I think somebody is asking for, yeah, okay. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, fine. So any questions on this before I go to the last part of our session? I'm wanting to give you a healing for your health. That will be the last part of the session today. We have so many other things to do in the future, and I want to, I'll be very happy if you organize more sessions in the future, so that I want to empower you so that you can do a lot of work for yourself and for others. And obviously, at this point of time, I cannot be coming to your place physically, but online, yes, because I have a lot of work to do in India for the next 3-4 months. And I have many other programs also lined up, physical programs. So online, anytime I can just take out something like 1-2 hours, and then we can have regular sessions on different subjects. This is very small. What we discussed today is very small, is very basic. So we can do many more things in our sessions. Am I audible?
Sir, your video is off, sir.
Pardon me?
Your video is off.
Video is off. Okay. Now it's okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear everything I said? Poojaji, did you hear everything that I said?
Sir, it was audible, but
Okay.
audible, sir.
Okay, good, good. So now coming back, we will do a lot other programs. Now we are going to end this session in some time. Before we end, I would like to give you a healing. Now let me tell you what this healing is all about. Suppose you have some health issue somewhere. It could be in your, you have migraine, or you have neck pain, or you have spondylitis, you have any health issue. We'll be transferring some divine energies. Now, these energies are coming from your God. Now, it could be Jesus, it could be Allah, it could be Hindu gods like Rama, Krishna, Shiva, or any other god. It could be the formless God, it could be the cosmic energy. So, in whichever way you want to relate to your God, but you have to relate to your God. Now, suppose you are an atheist or an agnostic, you don't believe in the question of God. So I was also like that, where I wouldn't believe in God. So I would say that, okay, there is some natural force which is actually controlling this entire universe. It is so nicely organized. So very systematically the plants grow. Very systematically, if you sow a seed, it becomes a tree. So how is it being controlled? How are things happening on their own? So if you ask all these questions, there must be some force or some logic somewhere, some science behind which we are not able to understand. There is so much to discover. And sometimes when you are in deep trouble, then you seek the help is coming. Now, how do you get that help? Now, this is a very, very important area which I'm going to touch upon. Now, this, if you take home, then you can handle many, many problems. One is, I said about the technique where you can experience and you can use the principles, that is the physical, psychological and spiritual suffering, that is a constant and that you balances itself. So if you watch, then automatically you will be free from it. So that's one thing where you are using the knowledge, and then you are also applying the principles which I told you. Second thing is, for your heart, you have worked out on your relationships, where if you are getting hurt, you are hurt with somebody, you have to forgive that person. And then now I'm going to talk to you about something very important, and that is healing and taking the divine help. Now, taking the divine help, you have to remember three things. One is, you have to be clear of what you want. You should not be vague. Suppose you want something from God, from the divine, then you have to, in your mind, be very clear. Yes, I want my neck ache to go away, or I want my, health should be good. No, health should be good is a vague thing. It is too vast. You should be very specific and be very clear of what you want. Now, suppose you want that you, let us say you have to get married, then you have to be clear on how that person should be, what should be that person's quality, nature, height, or whatever. All the details you have to be very clear when you are praying for that. Suppose you have a court case going on, then you have to be very clear that that case has to come in your favor, and or the court case has to be dismissed or something like that. So you have to be clear. Suppose you want money, how much money you want, and within how much time you want. Now, suppose you want, I don't know, in Indian we call rupees. For each of your countries, it may be different. So much you want, you must be very clear, and by how much time you want also, you must be clear. So we will do one prayer for that first. So we need the help of the divine. Now, to receive grace fast, three things are important. One is, your bond with the Lord has to be very good. Then the results will be very fast. So God has to be your friend, your brother, your uncle, your aunt, your mother, your father, some relationship. Some bond has to be there, some relationship has to be there. That's the first one. Second thing is that you have to ask. It is not that, okay, the Lord knows He will do, then He might or He might not do. Then you should not ask and you should not question. But if you want the grace, then with that relationship with the Lord, you have to ask. See, like how a baby asks. how a son asks the father or the mother, a daughter asks for the mother or the father. So like that, you have to ask that being in whichever form you pray, just ask for this to happen. So the three things I've told you. The first one is you have to be very clear of what you want. Second is you have to have a bond with the Lord. And third is that you have to ask. And that bond has to be an emotional bond. So these three are important. Ultimately, you have to thank the Lord that it is already over. It's not that He will do it for you. He has already done it in a different plane. Now you just have to thank Him. It will just take a little time for it to come onto the physical plane. So this is how you have to pray. And while giving healing, I'll be transferring the healing energy. So if you have a health problem, you can just visualize that that is getting cured and the healing will work for that. Whatever intent you are going to take for that, the healing will start coming and it will heal you. If you want, you can keep your hand on that place. Suppose, let us say, you have a problem in the elbow, then you have to place your hand on the elbow and you can also take the healing. I'll be transferring the energies right now. So, hope that is clear. And my colleague Pooja ji will help me go through the session while I'm healing, because I'll be going into my inner state and I'll be transferring. So I'll not be in my thing. So before that, we will have a short announcements of whatever we can do in the, whatever we keep doing in Sahaayata, so that you can take the benefit of it. Every day we have a prayer and a healing session. You can join that. So like that, a few things are there, which Pooja ji from my colleague, she will share and she will explain to you. And after that, I'll transfer the healing. So while giving the healing, I'll tell you what to be done. So please go ahead. Pooja ji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Namaste to all. After announcements, there will be a prayer and healing session. We have daily Aarti meditation, prayer and healing session for 20 minutes every day morning in Indian time 6:50 am to 7:10 am. Please join, and the Zoom ID and link are mentioned there. These are the 3 online sessions organized by Sahaayata: daily Aarti, prayer, meditation and healing from 7 to 7:10. Weekly sessions for well-being every Saturday from 8 to 9. And weekly Sunday meditation from 7:15 to 7:45 am. And we have monthly Sagasti Puja every Chaturthi from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And to organize sessions for family and friends, as per your mutual convenience, you can organize in your cities and in your according to your friends and relatives. These are the workshop organized by Sahaayata. Anubhav workshop for getting divine grace and for solving problems and fulfillment of desires. Youth excellence workshops for character, values and excellence. Art workshops for children to enable kids explore their creative sides. Spiritual leadership workshops for spiritual growth and contribution. Parenting and mentoring workshops for parents and teachers. And body, mind and heart workshops for corporates and executives. We are conducting Anubhav workshop online workshop. It is an experimental learning and to become a healer in 20 hours. It is a 3 days program. Those who are interested, please register yourself in www.sahaayata.org/register, or to know about more about Anubhav workshop, please go to our site www.sahaayata.org/anubhava, and you can make call in these numbers for more inquiry. These are the takeaways of Anubhav workshops. You will get divine mystical experiences, divine healing of elements and diseases of Pancha Prana balancing, learn the art of making wealth and relief from financial problems, relief from inner hurts and pain, and freedom from conscious, subconscious, and unconscious fears and sufferings, cleansing of chakras and energy centers, and become a healer. To make a prayer request, please visit our site www.sahaayata.org prayer, and you can also request for a group prayer. For taking personal guidance and prayer and healing from Kiranji, please book your appointment on www.sahaayata.org/appointment, or you can call in these numbers. Please share your valuable experience and visit our site www.sahaayata.org/experience. For sharing your valuable feedback, please visit our site www.sahaayata.org/feedback. For all information, you can visit www.sahaayata.org/channel. Thank you.
So we'll now go for the healing session. So whatever information has been announced just now, I think most of you might not have noted anything, but don't worry. All these details are available on one link called sahaayata.org/daily prayer, and all the details will be sent to you through that WhatsApp group. Anandji, please ensure that WhatsApp group you can send those details. And I really want to thank Anandji for actually inspiring the team to organize this session. I'm really grateful. And I think anyone wanting to get any clarification, or you want to organize anything, or you want to have questions which you want to ask, I think you can always get in touch with me, and Anandji will coordinate. So I will request Anandji to ensure that all information is supplied to everybody in the group. Okay, so now we come back to our healing. Now, as I told you, whatever you want to ask for, pray for, you can pray for that and visualize clearly with a nice bond with your God. You ask for that blessing. Asking is important, and relating with the Lord is important, and being clear of what you want is important. So first part will be a prayer. Now, after the prayer is over, I will announce, I'll tell you, you should keep your eyes closed, beginning and also at the end. So after I tell you to take the healing, they'll be transferring the healing. At that time, you should not pray. You should not pray. You just have to visualize that the healing energy is coming to your that particular part of your body where it is to be healed, and you are getting healed by the divine grace. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's the Lord who is doing it. Your God is doing it, your personal God. So you just have to receive. And don't end the call, that is, you don't leave the call and be there till I tell you to relax. And after that, we'll have a relaxation for 5 minutes. Either I will tell or Pooja ji will tell, and just go through the entire session. Don't discontinue in between. So once we go in, then it will end. Maybe it will take 10 more minutes for the healing. Okay, totally it will take another 10 minutes. So are you all ready? Are you all ready for the prayer and the healing? Just say yes.
Yes,
Just
yes, we are ready.
Good. So just type yes in the chat window, and I'll start. Everyone, I want an S from on the chat window, please. Good. Very good. Very good. So be clear of what you are praying for, and be clear of what you want to be healed for. Okay. So I'll just do a small ritual I'll have to just light one samrani, that is, I'll just take the blessings of the Lord before we start the prayer and the healing. So we will start with the prayer. So you can visualize in color and in 3 dimensions. You can keep your eyes closed, or you can keep your eyes open, watching the form of the Lord behind me. Or you can close your eyes and pray for what you want. And I'll be praying for you. Whatever you are praying, that has to be fulfilled. So be clear. Don't pray for too many things. Pray only for one thing now. You can repeat the prayer for other things later on, but right now you have to pray only one thing, not too many things. Any one thing. Please decide and pray. I'll be chanting, and the chanting is actually invoking the divine grace of the Lord. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashante Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadanta Bhaktana Ekadantam Upasmahe एकदन्तमुपास्महे एकदन्तमुपास्महे ॐ ॐ आकाशात् पतितं तोयं यथा गच्छति सागरं सर्वदेव नमस्कारं केशवं प्रतिगच्छति सर्वदेव नमस्कारं केशवं प्रतिगच्छति सर्वदेव नमस्कारं केशवं प्रतिगच्छति केशवं प्रतिगच्छति केशवं प्रतिगच्छति ॐ Now you can visualize that whatever you wanted, that's already given. It has been granted to you by the Lord, and you are very, very happy. Enjoy that happiness, enjoy the success. You can visualize how that problem is solved, and you are so happy, you're sharing it with everyone. Whatever you want to happen, that is already happening right now. So enjoy those moments. So now you can thank the Lord, express your gratitude to your personal God, the God whom you believe in, for giving you this blessing and for fulfilling your desire. So now I'll be transferring the healing. So whatever is your health problem, don't visualize the problem. Just visualize that that problem is solved, your health. So if you want to touch that part of your body which needs to be healed, you can do so. So please don't pray to the Lord. You just have to keep your hand there, or you can just visualize that the healing is happening. The Lord is blessing, your God is blessing you directly, and you're feeling very nice and very comfortable. You just have to visualize and then receive the healing. So the healing is over. You have to just thank the Lord now for the healing. For whatever healing has been given, just thank the Lord with your whole heart. Express your gratitude to your God. You can now gently open your eyes. If you're thanked, you can just gently open your eyes, and you will have to go into a relaxation for 5 minutes at least, because the healing has been given to you. So you can lie down and you can be relaxed. But before that, I want to tell you, I want to express my gratitude for organizing this event, particularly Paschal, and we have Joyce, Ramso, and everyone else, Mariam, everybody who have organized this event. And definitely Anandji, you can keep in touch. He will guide you further. He is one of our healers, and he has gone through a very powerful retreat and all that. So he'll guide you further. And whenever you want to do anything in whichever way I can be of help, please do let Anandji know. And locally also, I think whatever he has planned, Paschalji and others who have done, they can all help us, help everybody else in your countries. Thank you so much. So now you can just relax, and the session will end automatically. There is nothing else in the session. So we end this session here. You can just lie down, don't interact with any phone or anything for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you so much. Namaste. Habariya sa hizi habariya ko.
Nzuri.